Okay, we've had a few minor earthquakes in the Bay Area. So interesting enough, we're doing some earthquake safety classes for our clients. And during the class, a couple of questions came up on a regular basis. So today's safety pro tip of the day is going to be on earthquake kits. So we have a small earthquake kit that you can put in your car. This is kind of like a deluxe model. And then we also have the backpack that you can have for a small house or for people with kids. So I'm gonna kind of go through what basic stuff you should put in your kit. So on the car kit, normally one of the things that we put in is a dust mask, because after earthquake it's going to be dusty. We put a radio in, and the radios that I like come with basically both a speaker, AM, FM, and a kind of earpiece, just in case you don't want the kids to hear what's going on. So that's the radio, AA, AAA batteries. You want to whistle. Basically, it's easier to get people's attention with a whistle if you're stuck under overpass or what have you. And then also for direction-wise, having a compass is a good idea. There's also matches inside of this. The other thing that we like to have in there is a Cylum stick, and these are light sticks, and basically what you do is that you break them and then you shake it, and then it changes, starts giving off a color. As you can see, it's just the more I shake it, the lighter it becomes, and it has to be kind of dark for you to see the lighting to occur. Okay, emergency water. So we have a day's worth of food and water. So these are water pouches that we have in here. And then we also have a food bar. The food bar, usually we want 2,400 calories for one person one day. This lasts for about 5 years, and so you can just leave it in the back of your car. A flashlight and an emergency blanket and a emergency poncho. So these are the basic items to have in your car kit. Now, there are more sophisticated units that have, additional stuff in there, and here's where the food and water is. But again, pretty much all the components are the same. For the large kit, what you want to do is determine how many people maximum you would have in the car. So let's say if you have, 3 kids with you most of the time, then you want to have a 4-person kit. Food and water for 4 people for 24 hours, and make it a little more portable with a backpack. So hopefully I've answered some of the questions about what should be in your survival kit in the back of your car. Stay safe. So as soon as I showed the safety pro tip of the day on earthquake kits, immediately I got a text going like, what about the house? What about stuff I should have at home? And so with the help of our friends here at EnviroSafeTech, we pulled out some of our demo equipment for what to have at home. So normally what I do is I take all my supplies and I put it in a special can, which can be locked, and it has wheels on it. Because if you have to leave your house because of fire, more earthquakes, or other issues, you want to be mobile. So this thing is mobile. If the roads are impassable, I can just drag it behind me and get all my supplies away from the hazard area. So we always start with water. So how much water should we have? You can purchase them. I like these because they're individually packed. They stay up straight. And again, they say you should have about 1 gallon per day per person. You can also go ahead and make your own. Just put it in a container and then mark it off every 6 months. Dump it into the flowers and mark it again, and so that'll work as well. So water is definitely one of the things, you cannot survive more than 3 days without water. So water. Now, if you want to have a large amount of water, what we recommend is one of these 55-gallon drums. And what you do is that basically you have a bung wrench. You use this to tighten it or loosen it. Once you get this out, you insert your pump into it, and then you basically screw it into place. And once it's screwed into place, you can actually pump water out of it into containers for drinking or sanitation, what have you. So if you have 55 gallons, and usually people ask me for how long should I anticipate. When I got to Katrina on day 10, I found some people that still nobody had gotten to them. So our rule of thumb is 2 weeks of food and water in order to be able to cover yourself as well as maybe some neighbors and family that may come. Okay, so 2 weeks of food and water. Now, from a standpoint of food, one of the easiest way is your 2,400 calorie MRE type. It's not really that sophisticated. These are kind of like power bars, and they're non-thirst generating. We tried all the different flavors. This is the one that I like the best. And so once again, you will need one of these per person for 2 weeks. So 14 of these per person. There's also other issues that come up, and that is if you have a baby. So when I was at Katrina, one of the biggest problems we had is, of course, all the milk would go bad. So this was like liquid, solid gold, actually. You can use cans. Again, you may want to be able to heat up some of the food. So having the ability, there's these really inexpensive stoves that you can get, and you can get extra tablets, and it's very safe, it's very effective. Now there's also these heater meals. The heater meals are kind of interesting. What you do is that basically you put your meal inside of this container, and you can heat it up. And the way these work, okay, is that it has a liquid. So what you do is that you take the liquid and you put it into this pouch, and it says tear here, like this. And then you tear here. It has instructions exactly what to do. So pour the water inside of it. And there is a pad inside which actually reacts to the water. And then of course you take your meal and you insert the meal inside this pouch. And you put it face down. Don't puncture it or anything like that. Just go ahead and insert it into your pouch and then cover it up like this, okay? And then what you do is that you set it aside for it to basically go ahead and steam up. And the way you do it is that it's best to just put it back into its own container like that, okay? And then we'll come back to it in just a second for you to see what it's doing. Actually, I'll put it over here so that you can see what happens. Another item to have is your first aid kit, and for shelter, one of these tube tents works really well. You want to have some tools. My favorite tool is this 4-in-1 tool. You can use this to go ahead and turn off the gas. You can use this tool to turn off the water. So if you smell gas, you turn off your gas. If you have water leakage, you turn off your water. So saw, pry bar, gloves, flashlight, duct tape, hard hat, safety glasses, folding shovel, combo radio flashlight, which can also be run by cranking it, battery as well as solar, sanitation products such as sanitizers, soap, disinfecting wipes. I also like to have some paper towels, and this is the secret ingredient of our kit is toilet paper. Toilet paper, you can get just standard ones, or you can get special ones that are what they refer as personal toilet paper. They also make sanitation kits, and you're wondering, where do we do this stuff? Well, you can get one of these honey buckets, which has an insert and a sanitation tab, and just make sure that you don't have any safety equipment inside before you use it. All right, so this is a standard home kit. So safety pro tip of the day is make sure you are ready for the next earthquake. It's not if it's gonna come, it's when the next earthquake happens. Thank you. I think our heater meal is ready. So all you do is just gotta be careful because it is hot. You can see the steam coming out. So be careful, it's kind of hot. You go ahead and take the unit, and then basically what you do is that you bring your container out. And don't worry about the insert, because that is basically metal. What's reacting is a piece of metal. As you can see, the steam is coming out. And then what you do is it has a tab. You just basically pull the tab and your food is nice and hot and ready to go. This one is pepper steak with rice. And let's go ahead and take a taste. Even the rice is good.